Hello, swing trading daily profit. How to analyze stocks for swing trading. So first, we are going to do our record keeping, and during that we will be able to see our daily profit. And after that, we are going to pick stocks for Monday by analyzing the chart. So we have our transaction for the day open, and that's what you do when you swing trade. It's good to pull your daily transaction, your daily swing trade transactions from your brokerage firm websites, from your account, and do your record keeping. By record your transaction of the day, and then you can analyze the chart to see if you can find some stocks to pick for the next day. So today is December 7th, 2024. It is a Saturday. So we are going to analyze the swing trading transactions of Friday. And for our daily profits, we do not take the purchases of the day, the sales of the day minus the purchases of the day to find the profits, but we take the sales of a stock minus how much we pay for that stocks, regardless of when we purchase those stocks, to see whether we made a profit or not. So those are the profit of the day. That means we sold some stocks that day, and usually we do not sell a stock at a loss. Therefore, we are going to see how much profit we made by selling those stocks. So we pull through the request to sell, and we set a limit price, but it does not necessarily mean it's going to sell at the price that we fix. It will sell at a better price for us. So APH will go straight to the A's, and your record, it will be good to have them alphabetical by the symbol. That way you'll be able to track, you'll be able to do your record of a particular stocks that you purchase on a regular basis together, especially if you trade the same stocks over and over and over. So we are going to take that commitment out of there, but let's go back and check when we purchased this one. We purchased it in November 21st, and we sold it on December 6th. The full 20 shares for $74.02. When you set a limit price, you choose a limit and then you set the price. The brokerage firm is going to sell the stock at a price not lower than what you say. So that means it will sell it at a higher price, but not at the lower price of what you say. So we sold it for $11.36, or 0.77%. And the reason why we sold it is because we felt like we purchased a little bit away from the trend line. So we are going to we are on a maximum daily chart. We are just going to stay on a maximum daily chart and do APH here. And you see where we bought it. Let's see, even this price was higher, maybe, but anyway, it pulled down that day. But we bought it at the first green bar. The first green bar means that's the bar that the price went up after the pullback. So the green bar is just that the market closed at a price that is higher than the price the market opened. That's the rectangle of the price bar. The price bar is for the daily activity, because we swing trade on a daily chart, and the time frame here is maximum. So sometimes we use 1 year time frame, which can fit well within the screen, but we are using maximum daily chart. But regardless, it's a daily chart, and the pullback is a red bar, red price bar, meaning the price open the price open at the amount, the price, the beginning of the day, the price of the day was higher than the price at the end of the day. So that means the price went down for the overall of that day. So we bury here, and that is the purple line, that the trend line that we are trying to purchase it at least for 2025. That is the, in fact, that one could be, let's see, yeah, that is the line, and we purchase it. We use the arrow to mark where we purchase it. When the arrow tip is facing up, and when it's facing down is when we sold it. So it is far from the purple line. So when it reached that profit yesterday, we just wanted to sell it so that we can lock in that profit, but more importantly, to free that cash and wait for that to come back to the purple line before we get back in. So we lock in that $11 and we are fine with it. So we are going to go back and the next one is Costco. And as you can see, we trade the same stocks over and over and over. So we bought it on the 26th of November. We will remove the commitment because it has been fulfilled. And we sold it on the 6th of December. All 3 shares. We will enter the price per share that we sold it at. And the fee is 0.08. We need to go back to the other one. I like to make sure I put the fee in. APH, yeah. Is it APH? Yes, APH. 4 cents. Okay, we have the fee there. We'll come back to Costco, and the fee is 8 cents, and the profit is $79.27 or 2.73%. And how we are calculating the profit, we are just taking the how much we sold it for after the fee is taken out of it minus how much we pay for it, and it's just giving us that amount. And the profit rate is just taking the profit divided by how much we pay for it. The profit divided by that amount times 100 is giving us the profit, the return rates. We are not annualizing or anything. Okay, so now we are going to go to the third one, CMG. And for Costco, we can look at Costco here. We have the purple line that we like to trade it on, and again we bought it away from that line, and it could continue going up. Our arrow is quite high here. I don't know if we can try to activate it and bring it down a little bit. Okay, but it could continue to go up a little bit before pulling back, but we just feel confident just selling it and locking that profit and wait on the purple line for it. So CMG, for us, it's not about making the maximum profit, it's just locking some profit, make some money. So this one we bought it in June 2024, and pretty much 6 months before we sold it. and during that time frame, I believe the stock split. The stock split, and now for one share we have 50 equivalent of it. So when it does that, it makes it a little bit challenging for me to do that record. We paid $32.46 for it. So what we are going to, I might have to do some adjustment here. Okay, let's put that 50. And put that, and the fee is 10 cents. We made $37.95. So when it has some profit, we just prefer to sell it and get out of it because we have it for a while. So it was like 1.17%. And I think I'm just going to leave it like this. I'm not going to make any adjustment between the number of shares sold and the number of shares purchased. But we are just going to, I hope I'm not messing up the formula here. But yeah, just showing you the formula. Use the profit divided by the cost. Okay, so $37.95. We will keep it like that. I don't know why this one is, let's see. Okay, and we can take a look at it as well. CMJ, as you can see, we do not like to sell stocks at a loss, and therefore we do not sell a stop loss for our swing trading. The key is just to start to create a swing trading stock watch list of stocks that are stable, that you can invest in them for long term. You pick those stocks to swing trade. If after you purchase them they go down, you just keep it in your portfolio as an investment until they come up, and you learn from the process. At least you do not lock in the loss by selling it. Once you sell it, you lock in that loss, you realize that loss. But when you don't sell it, it is an unrealized loss for you. So we purchase it pretty much at the end of the first quarter trend line, or the mid-quarter trend line, and that line pretty much started at the beginning of the year all the way, and then it fell off of it to the purple line before it started going up again. I'm not sure why this arrow is here. That arrow should be reversed. First, let's activate it and put it to the top, and turn it upside down. The arrows on the chart just allow us to quickly know where we bought them and where we sold them. So if we go back down a little bit, you can see for how long we have to hold on to it. When they pull back until it starts going up before we sold it. It could continue to go up, but because we bought it quite at a higher level, we just prefer to lock in that profit and wait on it. When it comes down to the purple line, we can take off with it. So which line is going to come to, I'm not sure, because we have the long-term trend line that it follows back on, but we do have this mid-year line that I'm not sure if it's going to continue that all the way to next year or not. So we have both selected, because you see this one half of the year, but then we can see similar things happen here as well. And this is March to July. Okay, so then it fell off to October before it started again. So we are just going to wait to buy on either one of those trend line, but clearly it tends to come back to this line, just this long-term trend line, which will be the more conservative way to enter this trade. We can try to capitalize on the short-term growth here, or short-term swings, by expecting it to come to this trend line and continue all the way to March or so before it falls back to the long-term trend line. But we will just keep watching the chart often and see how the price is behaving. So that is done, and then we bought MA. So we are going to go to, for 2025, we want to use a long-term trend line swing trading strategy. For 2024, we use short-term trend line swing trading strategy, and as the stocks continue to go up, we just continue to buy them after they pull back and start going up, whether or not they came back to their original trend line that they veer from. And what will happen, just like the way you saw CMG, when they decided to go back to their trend line, to pull back to their trend line, then we might get stranded up there for weeks or months. So, but it allows us to trade often, to practice the swing trading strategy that we use in 2024. So for 2025, we like to maybe trade less by aiming for long-term trend line. So because we bought it, we are going to copy the previous line and we are going to paste it. And by the way, if you do not have time to design your own swing trading record keeping workbook, you can purchase a copy at liberdownload.com. So this one, we bought it on the 6th, and we bought 17 shares. So because we are getting ready for 2025, and we know that in 2025 we like to buy those stocks on their trend line, and probably we might have to wait a little longer to sell them, not just using our short-term swing trading strategy by selling it every 3 days if the price goes up, or by let's record this commitment here, when we reach our minimum profit target per trade, but we might have to wait longer for a good high before we sell it and wait for that to come back down to the trend line before we buy again. We are aiming for a specific profit amount per trade, and that determines how many shares we will purchase. So this one conclude our record keeping for our Friday transactions. So while this is saved, we are going to go back and take a look at our swing trading strategy. When we just start swing trading, it's okay to do the short-term trend line swing trading strategy. If you have a strategy in mind, you can go with that strategy and see how it's working for you, and if you if you need to customize it to meet your risk tolerance level, your personality type, you know, when working toward reaching the financial goals. But in our case, we use short-term trend line swing trading strategy by trading them on short-term trend lines, and sometimes buying them when they are away from that trend line. That allows us to, to buy at the first green bar after a pullback, whether it goes back to the trend line or not, and then we sell it after 3 days of consecutive price increase, or minimum profit target is reached, and we allocate a smaller dollar amount per trade. Or if you are starting with $300 per trade, you can aim for $5. When you reach that minimum, or after 3 days of growth in the price, increasing the price, you sell it to lock in that profit and wait for the next pullback to get back in it again. For 2025 though, after trying that strategy for 2024, which was the first time we swing traded, because prior to 2024 we used different strategy for trading, but we start swing trading at the beginning of 2024, and we use this strategy and we aim for small profits to practice the strategy and see, if how it performs. And having the record keeping allow us to be able to pull some data from our record that we will be able to analyze to see, how we are performing with this strategy. For 2025, now that we feel confident with that strategy after using it for 1 year, we like to now move to a long-term trend line swing trading strategy, and with the same principle still remains, but then we are going to wait to buy at the trend line, which might mean we might wait a while, and we'll buy when it's leaving that trend line, and we'll wait to sell it. And we are aiming for $1,000 per trade by raising how much we'll spend per trade. If we are not feeling confident using 10K, we can use 5K, but again, it's going to be 5% of the value of the account, whether it is including cash and positions already, stocks, the value of the stocks already in the account. And we'll sell it when it reach a good high that we feel confident selling it, or when our minimum profit target is reached. And so that long-term trend line, we start for our existing stocks on our watch list. We start to trace those trend line. So we have our stock watch list that we could take some stocks out, add new stocks in. But again, until then, we are trying to locate that long-term trend line that we like to trade on in 2025. So, and we are not going to wait for 2025 to start. We apply that to MA that we purchased yesterday. So we'll go back to to our transaction of the day, and we are going to save that, and that you can see the daily profit that we made that day. And before we, is it MA here? Yeah, MA. Why I'm not seeing the purple line here? We'll come back to MA, but let's go to our record and look at our daily profits. and it is 6. So we made 128.59. That's our daily profit. By entering your daily transactions, you'll be able to pull your report, and you'll be able to find the total on the daily profit chart. So I'm trying to see. Okay, so we have those 379 something, but okay. So now let's go back to the chart. Now that we saw our daily profit for December 6, 2024, let's look at our MA here. I'm not sure why I'm not seeing those lines, but now let's trace our lines here. First, we'll go to the monthly chart, MA. I'm still not sure. Let's see here to make sure. Yeah, it's MA. Okay, anyway, so first we start to trace our trend lines, and our trend lines does go through their lows. So you see those lows, the obvious lows on the monthly, maximum monthly chart. You'll notice that it is the maximum monthly chart will just help you know the overall trend of the stock. You see the low is higher than the previous one, which is higher than the previous one, which is higher than the previous one. So we are going to try to trace some lines here, joining those lows. And we are going to, let's start from this area. Okay, I will say it's just going to blend into this one, so we are not going to do that one, but we can start from here. It's pretty much the major lows that we can see on the maximum monthly chart. You can trace those long-term trend line for them, and this we can color it on purple. We have 3 touch points on it. This one, it came back to it as well, and this is, I don't know, 2023. Let's make this one purple. Okay, so now that's all we need the maximum monthly chart for, to see the overall trend of the stock, trace some trend line, long-term trend line, and come back and to the maximum daily chart. So on the maximum daily chart, we will be able to trace more trend line, and we can trace 1 year trend line there as well. And I don't know if that's what this is, but just the obvious lows that we can see, we can trace it. But if we put our mouse here, is July, so that's mid-year. So this is October. So pretty much we are tracing it from far, so it won't quite hit the lows that we want to hit, but that's okay. So you can see that in 1 year it came back to this line. So this line is at least 1 year trend line, but is more so, it did the same thing pretty much the quarter before, like October 2023. It followed, it touched that point as well, but which is closer to this one. So that will just be a zone. We will color this purple as well, because there is a chance it will come back to that line, because it touched it multiple times. And the one on top is just 1 year and a half or so line. In fact, I won't say that, because this touch point is close to this one, which could be it was coming back to this as much as it was this one, and then didn't come back to it after that. So there is a chance it could come back to this. We didn't see it below this line, therefore this will be, for a conservative type person, a low risk level approach would be to wait to buy it on this line. But it could be a while, because you can see for the whole year it didn't touch that line. So that'll be a low risk approach, but will take a while to purchase this stock. The most little bit higher low risk approach to be to wait on it on this line. And for some reason I'm not seeing my arrows on it, but we purchased these stocks more than once, so I don't know if by mistakes I took the arrows off, because you can actually delay things in bulk as well. So I don't know what I did, but we purchased it multiple times, therefore those should have been on the line. I'm not seeing those arrows here, so I don't know if I delayed them by mistake. So by trying to just delay one line, I end up delaying everything off of it. It cleaned the chart for us, but I prefer to keep the history of our transactions on it. But anyway, a risk approach will be to trade it on the short-term trend line, which was our first approach during the year. But you can see that it does that for the first quarter of the year, and for the I would say quarter, but like halfway here it touched it in August and went there, and here is October all the way to March, October to March, and pretty much about the same here, and it could continue all the way to March. For that reason, yeah, I could have delayed things by mistake. For that reason, we purchased it yesterday. So that means instead of waiting around here, which it could come back to, you know, around August or so, we like to get into that race and sell it around March. So when it pull back and start going up, we notice it after the first green bar. So what we did is, early in the morning before the markets open, we placed the order at the second green bar, and when that order went through, it sold it for us. So after, and for the long-term trend line, you have more lax, more flexible approach as well. We didn't buy it on the first green bar, but we placed the order at early in the morning. At the first green bar, it will be around lunchtime of that day to see the green bar. But after the first green bar, we placed the order for, the next day before the markets open. By doing so, we put the price that the market closed the previous day instead of how much it was selling at the pre-market time. And when we are purchasing that at the first bar, at the first green bar, usually we put the price that it was selling. We put limit price, but we put the price that it was selling at that point. But for the second bar, we just put the price that the market closed the previous bar. And interestingly, when it opened, it went that low and it bought it for us. And you can see just for one day, we have this gap between the price it opened at and the price it closed at. And during the day, it went from that low to that high. The tips of the candlesticks tells you the lowest price of the day and the highest price of the day, and the rectangle tells you, since it's a green rectangle, tells you the price it opened in the morning and the price it closed at the end of the day. So we are going to put our arrow that we bought it there, and that because it was at the purple line, we decided to get in and just keep an eye on it. It will come back to a few times on its way to March. January, it will be around that area, probably during earning time, and we'll see how it's going to do. So if we have a good amount of profits, we will be able to get out of it, not knowing what will happen during earning time. Because again, we are taking a riskier approach here by following this trend line, which is a shorter, a half year trend line versus a 1 year trend line or a multiple year trend line. So we want to get off of it at some point. So how did we determine how many shares to purchase? Because we know we are going to be on it for a while, we are not just going to sell it after 3 days. We like to aim for $1,000 profits, even though we set a minimum amount per trade to allocate to a 5,000 to 10,000. We went with $1,000 profit in mind, and pretty much we let's assume around March it will hit a high here, and let's see it's 180. It's 480. If you look at the price here, it's 480, and if we put it around October here, it's 360. I'm not sure if that's what I use or if I use December. This one is 411 and 478, but let's use that 411, 478. 478 minus 411, it gave you $67 profit if you bought it sometimes in December there and sold it in, was it like March, you'll have about $67 per profit. So now to have $1,000 profit, how many shares will you purchase? You can take that 1,000 divided by 67, it will give you about 15 shares to purchase. So that was the calculation that I did, and based on the number that I use, being more on the conservative side, it gave me about 16 point something share, and I rounded to 17, and that was the reason why I purchased 17 shares, so that I can reach that $1,000 profit when I sell it. And again, that fell within our swing trading amount allocated per swing trade range or bracket. So that was the idea behind this purchase. So now that we are done with our record keeping, let's analyze this chart to see if there are things that, if there are some stocks we can pick for Monday. But before we do that, we are going to make sure orders that we place to buy on Friday, they all went through for us. Then we can take color enough of here. So APH, we sold it, yes. And Costco, CMJ sold for us, yes. Costco sold as well, yeah. We bought MA. We should have it red in yellow, yes. Red in yellow. Now we can go through it to make sure we don't have any blue that we place order to sell red in yellow that we purchase. I'm not seeing any, therefore we are going to turn the ink for the text to black. Okay, and this one we can lower it, and we will start from the top. The stocks highlighted in yellow are the stock we already purchased. They are in the portfolio. We are not going to analyze them unless they have asterisks next to them. So AMP, we are just going to analyze them. Seriously, why it looks like I'm not seeing my trend lines? Did I delete everything off of this? Interesting. Okay, so it pulled back yesterday, but we are not going to buy. And okay, just the way we did MA, we are going to do the same thing for this one. And I don't really want to do that during this video because it's going to make the video long. All right, let me delete this. Well, interesting. You just clean out, or maybe I don't know. You won't do that in a year time frame. So we will probably need another video to retrace all those lines. And again, I like to start with the maximum monthly. It could be a good exercise for us as well. I'll just pass it through the lines here, and I'm going to trace that one, and I think this one. Okay, so I don't know which one this one belongs to, but both are worth highlighting. But this is I don't know. I know you can delete things on a chart for you, everything on the chart, but not everything for all the charts that you analyze. So how those lines disappear is a mystery. But we are going to analyze this one. We are not going to analyze all of them for Monday in this video. It's just going to make the video too long. But let's see if we'll be able to redo that and record the process. So we have another one here, and we are going to make a purple as well. In fact, I'm not going to make a purple because all the other lines disappeared. There is no point. I was using the purple more before because I have the short-term trend lines on the chart, and to make it less confusing, I did that. So this one we are going to wait on it on this, so we can look here and see. So this is pretty much a half-year trend line, and this one will be 1 year trend line, and this one will be multiple years trend line. So good. So 3 trend lines here to work with, and we can see that it followed that same principle here. During the first part of the year, therefore it touched that line quite a bit, so it's okay for us to just wait and buy on that line. And around March we can sell it before it pulls back to this line of that. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. And pretty much that's, even though it pulled back, we are not going to put it on our list because it's far from the line. But that is what we are going to be doing for them. And and see if we will find a stocks for Monday. Pretty much the goal will be to see if a stock is a pullback to the trend line. Then we'll take note of it, so that Monday, if it start going up from there, we have the first green bar, we'll be able to buy. But yeah, that is what we are going to do, and that's pretty much how we are analyzing the chart for using our long-term swing trading strategy. But when you start, you can use a relatively smaller trend line, but whatever trend line you chose, just try to, let's say we select this trend line here, this line here, so bring it there, and let's make it bigger. It'll be good to buy on the trend line. When you are using a short-term trend line, it's good to buy on the trend line. What we did though, when it veer away from the trend line, we will follow it and keep buying it as well. After a pullback, it start going up, we will buy and sell it 3 days later, including the day we purchase it, and then get out of it and wait for the next pullback. And then when it start going up, we'll buy. But by doing so, when it pulls back past the price you purchase it at, you might have to wait for a while for that to go back up for you to sell it and make a profit. That's why we decided not to use the short-term trend line for 2025. It helps us practice the swing trading strategy we are using and practice it often by aiming for a short-term swing, by using pretty much a short-term swing trading strategy. But now we want to use it, but in a long term, use it as a long-term trading strategy, swing trading strategy, by targeting a longer trend line and just wait for that to come back to that trend line instead of pretty much chasing after it. Thank you. We thank you very much for watching our videos. We thank you very much for your time. We thank you very much, you all that subscribe to our channel. We thank you very much for all of your comments. I'm Afiavi Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, and in stop.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways you can save money, different ways you can make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading is one way to make money. Thank you.